Good morning. My name is Sarah Stark and I'm a member of the team at AC Education. I'm delighted to welcome this morning Vanessa Rogers, who is a consultant, author and trainer in youth work. Good morning, Vanessa. Hope you're well today. We are going to discuss conflict, which is a big issue at this lockdown time amongst so many families. How are things with you? How's it in your family at the moment?
Well, probably like lots of families, whilst we all love being together, we're probably spending a bit more time than we would do usually.
Yeah.
Watchword here, my number one word is kindness. So we're trying to be kind to each other and to respect each other's space a little bit. So, which is not always easy. You know, I've got lots of children. But so I know what it's like with little ones, although mine are older now.
I think it's difficult to get that balance right, keeping the little ones occupied when you've got older ones needing help with schoolwork, and then you've got little ones that also want to, have a run around outside. And where do you put your attention? How do you focus your time? It's keeping everybody happy.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think, first of all, before we go any further, we need to, I think sometimes anger gets almost a bad reputation. It's seen as a really, negative thing and maybe something we shouldn't be feeling. You know what? Anger is an emotion like any other emotion. We all feel angry at some stage and we all have a right to. It's perfectly natural. And in this time where everybody's just a little bit uncertain, nobody's sure, there's lots of conspiracy theories going on out there about what's happening and what's not happening. It's perfectly okay to feel angry, and I think that message is really important. It's not the emotion that's ever the problem, it's actually behavior that's linked to it and how you manage it, and you have a choice, and that's a big thing we'll keep coming back to. Actually, we all choose how we behave.
Sometimes that anger, though, can come from a place of anxiety.
Absolutely, yeah. And you're talking about triggers, which we can, let's talk a bit more about that. But certainly feeling angry is okay. Hopefully through our chat, we can talk about some different ways to manage that so that you can respond appropriately if it's your anger. And I'm sure there's lots of parents that are feeling frustrated. They're trying to do loads of different things all at the same time. Don't know what's going to happen, and all being in this lockdown. It's a tense time for everybody. So we'll talk about triggers, we'll talk about maybe what you can do, we'll talk about managing different situations, and I know you've got some great questions, and then some principles maybe on it as well.
Wonderful, okay. The main, I suppose, concern is, well, not the main concern, but one of the concerns with older kids is maybe for the teenagers who, I know with my kids, their cycle is completely upside down. They're up most of the night, they're sleeping most of the day, they're not coming down for meal times because, we've had breakfast and lunch by the time they roll down at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they eat, then they don't want dinner, and it just throws everything. It just throws that family time out, and it means that people are in the kitchen cooking and doing things all the time, and that causes problems. How do you address that conflict with teenagers?
So I'm hearing here some different things. I'm hearing that you're frustrated with them because you don't like their behavior, and you're not alone. This is going to be something that people around the country are thinking, oh yeah, I know that this is happening in my house. Children, the teenagers.
So sorry.
Hello, Kat. That's fine.
I did shut the door.
So
I apologise profusely. Yes.
It's all different, and that is a perfect example. These are not normal times. What is it you want them to be doing?
I would like them to not be up all night. I would like them to go to bed at not an unreasonable time, and then come down and have a full day, and participate in family meals and do their chores and do the homework.
Let's break that down.
Fine.
So let's do because the chores is another thing. And I think we can talk about that, because I don't think it's just teenagers or children not doing their chores. I think there's conflict between partners here about that as well.
Interesting. Yes. Okay.
You know, the expectation. So let's park that for a second.
Okay.
I think with older teenagers, or with teenagers, their world has been thrown out. But in a way, think back to being a teenager yourself. If you had suddenly, unexpectedly, got 3 or 4 weeks off school out of the blue, almost like a bonus, what would you have wanted to have spent your time doing?
Anything but cleaning my bathroom and doing my work, my schoolwork.
Okay, so I think the first thing is we have to, you know, as I said to you, we have to manage our own feelings, is to kind of just take a step back from it, because you're right, it is irritating. And some of that irritation is possibly, you know, let's take you out of it, I'm not counselling you, is around what we worry about. We're worried that perhaps they're going to get out of this cycle and it's never going to go back. They're going to turn the whole time round, and then when it comes back to normal time, we're never going to be able to get them back into a routine. We worry that they're not doing their schoolwork and that they are missing out on stuff that's going to impact on their future. So once we've worked out what we're actually concerned about, quite often, fairly low down on that list is that we want to spend more time with them. You mentioned it, that you do want family time.
Of course.
But actually, if we're honest with ourselves, and in any situation that is irritating us, one of the best ways of, if it's not an immediate conflict, you know, obviously if you're having an argument in the moment, it's difficult to do this. But if it's an ongoing thing that is beginning to irritate and you want to change behaviour,
it's the escalation of it.
Down. So the first thing is, what is it that's really irritating me or annoying me about this? What am I concerned that the consequences are going to be? And then hold them up to the light, check them out. Is this realistic? Is it true? Are they really going to go feral in 6 weeks in the house? Probably not. Probably they won't. These are circumstances every night, and it's become like a little thing we all tick box. Unprecedented, you know, strange.
Of
all
course.
those
Oh my
words,
gosh,
that are being used. But for young people, they're probably thinking, well, you know, this is time off. I didn't expect to have this. It's my holiday. Why should I have to get up? I haven't got to go to school. Why should I have to sit around? Why should I have to, when all my friends are online at night so I can talk to them? You know, certainly let's be checking out what they're doing, because there is concerns in there as well. And I know we're talking about doing one on social media, but just to throw it in there is the fact that there is quite concerning news that porn consumption has gone through the roof during lockdown.
Okay. So
now,
that's it.
If your children are upstairs, you know, compulsively watching pornography that's wholly unsuitable and they shouldn't be watching anyway for hours on end, okay, that's a concern and maybe something that needs dealing with. If they're talking to their friends at night, well, that's going to be quite difficult. The only way you're going to know this is by talking to them and trying to find out what they're thinking, where they're at with it. Now, one of the things we've done in this house, because we're all living together, it's a fairly small house, and we're all quite big characters. So we sat round the table and we did a ground rules. Now, a lot of teenagers are used to this. They do it in classrooms, they do it in youth clubs. We use it a lot in youth work, around contracts. I mean, basically what it is a behaviour contract. To say what my expectations are, and what yours are, and what we can agree on. So whilst they might think, well, I'm not getting up at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. What is there to get up for? All I'm going to be doing is hanging around all day. But maybe the compromise there is that they are up by 10:30 or 11. Whatever it is you agree, that you've got some compromise, that the ground rules, just for now, just for lockdown. And that can include things like who does what chores. That you do the washing up or you do the, you know, young people often complain that their parents don't treat them like adults. And obviously, if they're 12, 13, 14, they're not.
Yes.
But if we want them to take responsibility, kind of have to treat them like they're responsible.
Mm. They
and
can't
that
have it
might
both
mean
ways.
hearing things that you think that's nonsense, oh, do behave. But looking at, taking it seriously if it's real for them.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not the answer to all things, but certainly some ground rules that people sign up to. So working out what it is you're really, really worried about yourself, and then thinking about holding it up to the light. Is it true? Is this going to happen? Is their education going to be ruined forever? Yeah. Well, actually, you can't do anything about that. Let's look at what we can actually do something about. You cannot be expected to provide them with a GCSE level curriculum style education at home.
No.
Yeah. With the best will in the world, you cannot do that. Unless you're a trained teacher, obviously, and it's your subject. You can only do your best.
Absolutely.
And, praise yourself for that. Do your best. If you're doing your best and you know that actually schools are going to have to think about this, it will be worked out, by educators as to how they're going to get young people back on track and how we're going to ensure, that they get back so that they can do stuff and it doesn't impact hideously. And already there's conversations about whether that's changing term times for next year. All those things which may or may not happen. It's a conversation piece for young people. Ask them about it. What do they think should happen? What should they do? What could they do? What do they think?
Make them part of the dialogue.
Make them part of the dialogue. Yeah. It always takes the sting out of things. Yes, that's pretty hard if they're lying in their bed and they won't get up. Yeah. If you've got yourself to a point, again, not you, but if you got yourself to a point where you're going into the room and you're saying, right, get up. They're saying no. You say, get out of bed. Come on, I've told you to. And they're like, make me. Who's created that stalemate? The adult. Yeah. Because you can't make them, unless you're going to physically drag people, and I think that's not going to happen. It certainly shouldn't be happening.
And that shouldn't have to happen.
Children, it should never happen.
No.
We're not doing that.
No.
So as soon as you've created that situation, you're in stalemate because they know you can't do anything. Yeah. You know you can't do anything. And any other children in the family are watching with great glee to see what's going to happen next. Okay. So if you've got your ground rules, and it includes your getting up or whatever, you've got something to call back to, haven't you? So, okay, it's half an hour before. I'm just giving you a time check. It's half an hour before we said that we were all going to be downstairs and we are making pancakes and we are having, give people a reason to get up. What are you actually asking them to get up for? If it's just to loll about and do nothing, well, why is it so important? Trying to have things to do. And that's not easy. I accept that. It is not easy. It's not easy. Maybe the best you can compromise is that they will be up 3 days a week by the time you want. Yeah. And build on it. Take the wins where you can. I don't think now is the time to be having massive arguments that you can't really win. But it is a reasonable request to ask somebody to agree to be up at this time. If they've got something to do, have some sort of a structure.
I think that's the feeling. It's for all of us. It's that loss of structure that makes you feel very unsafe and it's those getting up. You go to school, you go to work, you have lunch at a set time, you come home, you have your tea. That makes us feel secure, and it is that. Yeah. It's all from that anxiety of, the days begin and end. Weekends feel like weekdays. It's unnerving. It's very unnerving.
And I think that's true. And if you're feeling it, your children could be feeling that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Teenagers and little ones, they really feed off of our emotions. They're looking to us to see how they're supposed to cope with this.
Yeah, it's very true.
And everybody processes it differently. Some people will process this perfectly because that's how they cope with trauma and stress, is that they are the ones that always look serene. I have a friend and she always serenely goes through life.
Yeah.
And whenever I want to do something that I'm a little bit nervous of, I sort of channel my inner Deborah.
Okay, that's really interesting.
I do. I kind of look at that behaviour. What is it that makes her able to cope where I look like I'm flailing about?
Yeah.
And I pick that up a little bit and just take a deep breath. I think, what would she do? And then respond. So, you know, we can help, we can be a coach to ourselves in these crises as well.
Okay.
When things are happening, is, you know, if you're getting into an argument and it's the same argument, it's going to continue until you decide, okay, if nothing's going to change, I'm going to put the brake in here because I have the power to make different choices. I can change the dialogue. So instead of it being, get up, oh no, I won't, oh yes, you will.
Yeah.
Get down these stairs now, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. What trouble?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the threats you can't carry through. You've got to be.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
So it's more about, you know, what can I do differently? I can make there be something that they might want to come down and do. I can give them responsibilities, that it's their turn to cook the breakfast, or it's their turn to do the lunch, or we're all going to learn whatever. But if that's not your style of family, don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
I think we can all get really caught up looking at these perfect families on Instagram. A friend rang me up and said, oh no, I feel really, really bad. I'm feeling so guilty. I'm a terrible parent. You know, I've just looked on my son's school friends, you know, like the mum's posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're making cardboard box shops and playing shops and teaching them maths in that way, and they're doing this and that. And I haven't done any of that. He's not interested. So, well, hang on a minute. We can't, you know, like many things on social media, you don't know, that parent might have spent hours doing that cardboard box shop, really enjoyed doing it, but actually it was more for them because the kids weren't interested.
That's what I was going to say. If somebody feels that they have that time and that ability and they're crafty and that's what they like to do, it doesn't mean that the child's necessarily even engaged. You know, it can be something that a parent creates to put on social media, and that's the other thing as well.
And
you know,
it's being kind to yourself. We're all, you know, remind yourself, doing the best I can.
Yeah,
Deep
cut yourself some slack. Yeah.
Does it matter? If you decide it does, go for it. But don't fight all the battles. Work out which are the most important and why it's the most important. If you're unhappy about something and somebody's behaviour, tell them. But don't say, you make me so angry when you don't get out of bed. I feel angry.
Yeah.
I feel angry because you haven't got out of bed. And I feel angry because I'm worried, I'm anxious about this, and this.
Okay.
It's your stuff. You know, we have to own it ourselves.